Welcome to Sly Media. This is gonna be my review on Black Widow. First off, I have to say about Black Widow, very very good movie. I like this standalone movie. I don't. When I think about it, I put it up there. People might think I'm crazy about this, but I put it up there with Captain America: Winter Soldier. It's like to me, it's almost that good until like the third act. From the first two like acts of the movie, beginning and middle part, it is very good. It's just the ending's a little bit kind of throws you off a little bit. The ending, but everything else about it is definitely good. Everything else definitely good about the movie. But that's how good I really think it is. I think they been shit did a Black Widow solo movie, but like I said, it is what it is. But Black Widow, definitely a good movie. I give it a B plus. I would give this movie a B plus, B plus, and 7 out of 10. Very good movie. You should definitely check it out. When I look in the movie, like I say, when I think about a movie and I still like it after I get done watching it, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's still a good movie. When the next day I'm still thinking about it, talking about it. So, very, very good movie. But let's get started the review on it. First off, in the movie, we see a young Natasha and young Elena, her sister, and they're in Ohio. They're from stay in Ohio with this other lady named Melina, and I forgot his name. I forgot the guy's name, but he's the Red Guardian. I forgot the character, but he plays the Red. He's the Red Guardian, pretty much the Captain America, Russian version of Captain America. But of course, those are not her real parents. It's a family they've been just set up with. They've been staying in Ohio for the past 3 years, and they find out it's time for them like to go to leave because people are after them and all that and everything like they're considered criminals. So I'm gonna get straight to the part. Pretty much, you see how what happens. How young Natasha and young Elena end up in the Russian Red Room because the two people are not really their parents, but Melina and the Red Guardian, they're both like, well, Melina is of course the original Black Widow, and the Red Guardian. They're not their real parents. They're just doing this for Dreykov and all. They help kidnapping them for Dreykov, but they're doing that because they're setting up young Natasha and young Elena to be, of course, killers in the Black Widow program and all this. So you see the person you see young Draco putting them to sleep and everything like that and setting them up, and which it's an awesome intro. I'm sorry I got to turn the fan on you. I'm so sorry. Ooh, it's still hot. It's so unprofessional of me. But yeah. So you see, pretty much like they go through the timeline of them being the Red Room program, everything that goes down, how it happens, and all everything like that. And it's very interesting. It's very good. Like they do the promo for it. They're showing images of stuff of Clinton as president, who all was president during the current time and all that. Like I said, very good. Like I said, the beginning of the movie really had you synced in from that, showing them like, hey, what they go through in the Red Room, everything that goes on. But flash forward, we see, like I said about this movie, that this movie takes place, like they said, during the end of Captain America Civil War and right before Avengers Infinity War. It takes place through that time. So we see that she's being still hunted and searched for by Detective Thunder by General Thunderbolt Ross. And if you know about the movie, they threw an Easter egg in there. They threw an Easter egg in for y'all when he said when he looks like he's lost weight, he's sick, and Natasha says, "Oh yeah, Ross, you didn't have two triple bypasses and all that. Seems so well and all that." And that's Easter egg because everybody knows Thunderbolt Ross. They've been saying this forever, for almost over 10 years. He's supposed to be the Red Hulk. So they're really setting up for like the Thunderbolts team. I'll talk about that in the end credit scene in this movie, but they're really setting up for him to be like the Red Hulk and all this. And he's getting sick, having triple bypass, so it's gonna set up for him. He had to need something so he can be the Red Hulk and all that. Which I hope, of course, this sets up Thunderbolts and Doctor Avengers 1 and 2. Those are like my favorites. I love just anti-heroes. I'm a sucker for anti-heroes. But yeah, we could talk about that and how she's running from the law. Pretty much, it starts off in that scene. So I'm gonna skip to the part where she has this guy that's helping her out when she's escaping, and she's somewhere like out in the woods in the jungle in this trailer, just hiding off and wandering off while things die down or whatever was going on between the Avengers, because the Avengers have split. And the funny thing about the scene with that guy, man, he tried so hard to help Natasha that it's just so funny. It's ridiculous. Side note on that, like, I hope they give the character more of a meaning in this than just some little love interest or whatever it was for her and all that and everything like that. It's just the funny scene, especially one scene when he first comes in, he's laying on the bed and stuff. It's just like, come on, dude, he trying his hardest to get out that friend zone, but we all been know he trying to get out that friend zone. But it's very funny, he helps her out a lot from beginning to end in the movie. But We did, but it just signed on. I hope they give the character more because the actor is very famous. They give him more to do. Maybe he can just be that guy that supplies them and with everything like that. Because of course, spoiler: Black Widow does die, but hopefully they give her sister. Maybe he can. Maybe him and his that guy and Black Widow's sister Yelena. They will be real tight and all that. He helps Yelena out and all that within the Dark Avengers series. Like that. I'm just hoping so and all that because I really thought he was gonna be Taskmaster, but he wasn't. But so let me skip to the part where like we see Yelena, she's in the red room and everything like that, and she's not in the room, but she's with the Black Widows taking down this one girl and all that. And it's this red mist like spray they give like you where you can like get out of that zone where they you come back to yourself, and then when she had a red spray on her, like she sprays Yelena comes back into herself and all that, and it's like she figures out like who she is and all that. That's when she gives a message to Natasha and everything like that and what's going on. So that part, like they finally meet and all that, but Yelena Florence, I think the lady's name is Florence Pugh. I hope I'm saying her name right, but she does an awesome job as like Natalia's younger sister. She kills it and all that. She really is the highlight of the movie, pretty much. Their energy, them together, her just their vibe and everything. It's like of course they really push harder because she's gonna be of course the new Black Widow, and it's like she's literally what the Black Widow, the character is in the comics. What Black Widow really is, she really embodies that, and it shows that in the movie. She is definitely the highlights and my favorite character of all in this movie. So I just loved her character in this movie, but she kills it. But when they meet up again and discuss everything about Black Widow, thought she killed Draco. She thought Draco was dead, but she found out he's still alive, and one of the scenes we get introduced to Taskmaster. Now, about Taskmaster, the character, they changed the gender of him. Usually in the comics, in the cartoons, he's always been a man. This time, this time is a woman as Taskmaster. I look at it like this. I don't mind the gender. I don't mind the gender trait of it. Taskmaster is one of my favorite villains, so I don't mind they change it to a female and all that. But I'll get to it how it like changed up the storyline about Taskmaster. But they get about scene about that, and then they talk about Draco, and she talks about working with Hawkeye and about saying, they thought they killed Draco in this bomb, whatever, anything like that. But they found out, found out she just maybe Draco's daughter died, which we found out more about that soon. I ain't gonna spoil it for you yet. We'll talk about that. They discussed that more so about she thought she killed Draco, what's been going on with her and all that with the Avengers, everything like that, and they go find their fake father, but he was their fake father, pretending father for 3 years in Ohio and all that, which they always call her. And Natasha Lena always called their more happiest moments and all that. Them 3 years, even though it was a fake family, but it just felt real to them. So they go escape and get the Red Guardian out of prison, which to me, the Red Guardian character, I forgot I think his name Alex. The character in the movie's name was Alex, but I know he's played by the actor David. Pretty much like the only strong point he had to me in the movie is when he pretty much was like in a jail cell. He was on wrestling all the guys because he had super strength. Because like I say, he's a Russian version of Captain America. He was killing everybody. That's the only kind of strong he had. I feel like in this movie, I understand it's a female-led movie, but a lot of men kind of seem a little bit weak. Besides Draco the villain, of course, but he was still like an okay villain. He wasn't all that. He was okay villain, but to me, it's still like. They made kind of men kind of a little weak, and that's one of the downsides of the movie. They kind of made the men a little weak. So he really didn't do that much in this movie. That was the only highlight for him is that. But he was fun. I mean, he played his role and all that. He played his role as being like the fake dad, and all that and everything. He has this one scene when he's with Yelena and she's talking about how it felt real to her, the family and all that. And you see that, of course, when we get in the movie when she was a little girl, how she felt like it was real and all that, how she, enjoyed herself during those 3 years and everything. But it's like, that's the only scene of when he comforts her during that time. But other than that, they kind of made it men weak. But flash forward to that, they want to say escape him out of prison, which is a very good highlight scene in the movie as well. Very funny when he escaped him out of prison. Very good. They go find their other woman that was their fake mom, Elena. And of course, they see her. She's still very close with Dracos and all the Black Widows. She even has thing how they control the pigs, tell the pigs when they can breathe or not. All that. Very, very real, very interesting. But some of the scenes with that I like. I like when she talks about her and Natasha have that conversation about why are you still like this and that there, how you stay good this whole time with everything that done went on and everything that she just This is the most powerful message says my heart, and you always taught us that, even though you weren't my real mother, you were like my mother. You taught us that about, oh, your heart takes you wherever you go. Your heart keeps you strong, keeps you good, and everything. Use your heart. So I like that scene in that when they talk about when they discuss that in the movie, and it just also a lot of stuff when they show like even the pictures of them. Even though the gifts were empty during Christmas, it still, even though she knew the gifts were empty during Christmas, still felt really, still enjoyed to just have, even though it was a fake memory, but still a good memory to her and everything. So it was very, very heartwarming scene with that between those two. But also, okay, we get to the part where like Draco comes find them, but we find out it's a trick by Melena. We find out it's a trick by Melena. With like Melena has set them up to get kidnapped and all that by Draco. She actually fakes them and uses like, I don't know if y'all remember like the face mask thing they used in Captain America Winter Soldier and Black Widow when she was going to get Robert Redford's character. I forgot what his name was, but Robert Redford's character where they faked it and like she was somebody else and all that and everything. They used that in this movie. It was kind of ending kind of gets a little, wasn't so tricky at the end because it was like, oh, they showed like the spies how they was setting everything up and all that while it was going on. That's why I said it wasn't a lot of action scene towards the end. That's the only thing I can say about it. Wasn't a lot of action scenes in it. But break by piece down to all that. Pretty much they fake them. They fake the Draco, make it seem like it's Melena with Draco, but then it's Natasha, and they show everything. And it was a good, it was a good conversation standoff with them. But then we pretty much get to the part, the interesting part when they get introduced. The Taskmaster is actually Draco's daughter. Draco's daughter actually ended up surviving that bomb with Natasha put out the hit on. She actually survives it and all that. She just becomes Taskmaster. So I like it. I like the girl as Taskmaster. I didn't really have a problem with it in the movie. We wish Taskmaster could do more and all that. But I feel like she didn't die. Spoiler: she doesn't die in the movie. The girl doesn't. So hopefully we can do more of it. They can do more of it with Taskmaster. Like I said, hopefully she's in Dark Avengers or Thunderbolts TV show. They keep on hitting it. So yeah. So we get to that part, that final battle scene. They show, and of course they use. And one scene that could have been more better where Draco has all the people in the women in the red room from the red room attack Natasha and everything like that. But the scene about that kind of interesting is like I wish that scene could have been a little more better with them all fighting her and all that and everything because she was still able to handle them even though because she's really just one person. But it's just like I wish that scene could have been better. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of action in. This is all the final act. A lot of action wasn't really that good in the final scene, but. Her Melina Yelena, saves her. Her younger sister saves her and uses the spray and all that and everything like that. And just shows like, oh, okay, and they all turn, back to their normal selves and all that, find their way and all that. And also, of course, side note about it too, when Draco and Natasha had that conversation where I wish they would spoil this more about Natasha's mom saying that, Draco was saying, oh, yeah, your mom did come looking for you and all that, but I buried her in a grave site unknown, so nobody ever know about her and all that. Which very cool, very cool. But I hope they explore more of that. Maybe like in a TV series, a sequel, or something like that. Natasha did just explore more about that. So but to that part, more of the ending final battle scene. So like I said, ending final battle scene. See it on the trailer, up on the planes and everything like that, and all. And we see Yelena's actually the one that ends up killing Draco and all the army men and all that. Using some kind of bomb and all to kill them all. And then we get down to the part where Natasha ends up using the red mist when her and Taskmaster have that standoff in a fight. That battle still wasn't. It was okay. It's still a okay, good battle for final scene. But she uses spray and then gets the daughter to come back to Earth and all that. Understand it. Come back her mind right, everything good and all that. And then the girls do come back and say them to the girls from the river all come back and say them as well. And along you see at the end, and then of course at the end you pretty much see Thunderbolt Ross is still looking for her, still looking for Natasha and everything like that. And they of course Melina and the Red Guardian saying, "Oh, we'll all go back along the girls from the Red Room, and along with Elena as well. I'll go away as Natasha looks to turn herself in on it. But she still doesn't get caught because flash forward scene we see the ending and the guy that's always been helping her out this whole time when she was staying in that trailer. To stay in that trailer gets her a nice little spaceship and all that and everything like that. And she has the blonde hair and all that from Avengers Infinity War. From has the whole outfit and jacket. The jacket actually we found out is actually from her younger sister Yelena. Actually gave it to her. The jacket and outfit we see from Avengers Infinity War actually came from Yelena. So he gets to the ship and everything like that, and they talk, and then they see, and then they go on. Where she's finna go break. A couple people out of prison. Of course, Captain America's finna break. The Falcon and all of them and everybody else out of the prison and everything. So we just they just go pretty much set up for that part where she has the outfit, the blonde hair, and everything like that, change the look and all that. Which, like I said, very, very, like I said, the ending was weak, but like I said, everything else, beginning, middle, all good, all entertaining, pretty much. Like I said, the middle part to me is always the main part of the movie. As long as your middle part and all that is good, it doesn't matter if the ending's not, it doesn't have to be great, but as long as the ending's not just terrible, because any terrible can ruin the whole entire movie. But the ending, like I said, is okay. But the middle and the beginning are so strong, it doesn't matter to you about that, because they're so strong. So the ending doesn't matter. It's kind of okay. But flash forward to the part that everybody be talking about, everybody gonna say. The end credit scene. End credit scene, we see Elena and Natasha's graveyard site in Ohio, of course, because in the movie, Ohio was, like I said, that was like their home. Even though they was only there for 3 years, that still was their home. They felt that was the only time they really had peace, and they felt like normal. Pretty much felt normal. Felt like a normal family, and felt like normal kids there. So she's buried in Ohio and everything. Elena has pictures and all and everything. Always goes so great. So then I forgot the lady's name, but the lady that we see that recruited the other Captain America guy from Falcon Winter Soldier. She comes, and of course we find out they know each other because I didn't notice. I saw something on YouTube. Falcon Winter Soldier was actually really supposed to come out after the Black Widow movie, but we know with COVID everything changed. But get straight to it. So they actually know each other. She's already working for her, this, that, and the third, and all that. And she talks about, I need a raise. Oh yeah, we both need a raise and all that. And she tells her like, hey, the person that really, killed your sister, we know who it is and all that. And I was curious about this, like, because we all know how Natasha dies, and nobody kills her or nothing like that. So we wonder what this is. Then they show the picture of Hawkeye, and booyah! That sets up right there the Hawkeye television shit. Even though it's like I said, people said originally the Black Widow was supposed to come out before Falcon Winter Soldier, so he's supposed to get introduced. Was supposed to get introduced to like that character. I forgot his name. I just remember she was on Seinfeld, but we supposed to get introduced to her character, the actress character, first in the Black Widow movie. Then she was supposed to be in Falcon Winter Soldier and all that. But we know how they go. But they are setting up for real. It's a Hawkeye TV series, so Yelena's gonna be going after Hawkeye. We don't know why they got it and all that, because that's not, of course, we know not what happened. Hawkeye really sacrificed himself, and at first, but Black Widow told no, they were fighting and all that, and Black Widow kind of slick one to fight, saying no, I'm gonna do it, and all that. But Yelena doesn't know that, so we don't know a lot of stuff, because at the end, Hawkeye is responsible for Black Widow leaving Black Widow Natasha leaving her sister Yelena. So we don't know. Yelena already had vengeance with him against that too as well. So it'll be interesting to see a head-to-head matchup, see how it goes and all that when they first fight. Of course, we all know that eventually they'll be cool and all that, everything like that. But interesting to see like the matchup on the television series, how it be when they go against each other and all that. It's gonna be make for an excellent TV show. Like Hawkeye might be the best television show out of all of them. And who would have thought that 2 years ago when they announced all the stuff that Hawkeye television series would be the best one? Let alone we didn't think we gonna get a Hawkeye TV series, but let alone Hawkeye be the best one out of all of them. Who would have thought? But the way it's looking now, it's definitely for sure. But that's the big one. That end credit scene, we're like, whoa, okay. It's gonna say this is gonna be good and all that. Like I said, this sets up, like I said, once again, so much stuff to know that she's still working for that lady. And so we already know two people that are what it was. Zemo's with them as well. Zemo, Carter, Agent America, and Yelena is Black Widow. That's three people we know working for us. Zemo, like I said, Zemo, once again, Agent America, and Yelena, Black Widow. So a lot of more people to come, like I said. The girls from the Red Room, Taskmaster, because she's still around. That might come somebody that work for them as well, Taskmaster. And like I said, Red Hook, they just hinted in the beginning of the movie about Thunderbolt Ross's Red Hook. So, like I said, they're setting up the Dark Avengers, they're setting up Thunderbolts. They're setting up one or two. People talk about setting up Young Avengers as well. But They're setting the Dark Avengers up as well, aka Thunderbolts. So interesting. So like I said, great movie, good movie. Like I said, definitely go see it. It's definitely a must watch to me for you to go see. You definitely should go see it, man. Anybody want to go see it? So, hey, I know this video is a little long. Like I said, I love Black Widow. It's a good movie, so this video is a little bit long, but bear with me on that one. But I loved it, like I said. So y'all have a good day, a good night, and my next video for sure is definitely gonna be on Loki. Probably will be on Slime Media on Loki, episode 6, season 1. I know Loki's finna end, so right after that, right after that, Kanan episode that starts next week. So I will be doing a review actually on Kanan as well on 50 Cent Show's Kanan. So I decide to do something else every time when another show ends. I have another show to pick up on. So I'll do the Kanan tape as well. So like I said, thanks for watching. Hope y'all subscribe. Welcome to this is Slime Media. I am out.